Hello there, H+III+T, it's about that dang on time. So, been working on something all day. My apologies that this particular video is so late, but today I'm going to be listening to, welcome to another edition of Run Through. Gosh dang it, this is when you guys suggest things for me to review, even though you know I'm not going to like it, but you want me to review it anyway. Today's suggestion is dang on Ice Cube Death Certificate, suggested by dang on Hithead. Appreciate the suggestion and all that dang on foolishness. So, against my will, I'm going to listen to my first Ice Cube album. It's pretty hot outside, so hopefully it will actually cool me down a little bit. See, because it's ice. No? Okay, I thought that was pretty funny, but let the run through begin, gosh dang it. Ice Cube, Death Certificate. Hello.
Yo, air them bids as well. Fake cry of a child is just enough to make you end your trust. Goodbye today.
So, first track's gone by. It was intro, also called The Funeral. Pretty cool stuff. The first word, for some reason, is the N-word, but that's neither here nor there. It's cool. I like how it's a skit, but it's not doing too much. It incorporated what I would assume was, obviously, a funeral, and, like, the church and stuff, and then it, like, transitioned into the preacher, and it's like, you think it's going to be saying, like, they took out the wrong guy or something like that, but it turns out that the preacher was, like, warning people that, oh, you done shot Ice Cube, you done messed with the wrong one. It's actually pretty freaking funny, I'm not even going to lie. Great intro to an album. I have no complaints so far. This is completely random, but, the hook from Pep Rally by Missy Elliott goes hard. The song is trash, but the hook goes harder than a little bit. So, really random update, again, based on this random sidetrack. A Pep Rally go harder than a little bit. I went back and I actually just bought the song. The song go harder than a little bit. I don't know why I was sleeping. I don't know if I'll do a slept on, but I'll definitely get the album. This song go harder than a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, back to the video. I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know why. I've been, like, quietly saying to myself, Pep, all day. I have no idea why, but that's not here nor there. But yeah, first track, relatively short, but it's cool. Can't wait to hear what happens next. Let's go to the next track.
Yo, air them bids as well. Fake cry of a child is just enough to make you end your trust. Goodbye today.
Wrong blank to mess with. That's probably one of the most explicit titles I've ever seen in my life. My bad if the song has not ended. I think it does because it says on Wikipedia it's only 2 minutes and like 48 seconds, but it's a cool track. It goes by very quickly. I mean, like, if you're, like, doing something else, you don't even notice. Like, I'm playing 2K in the background, so, like, the song just, like, ended. I was like, wait, what? It's got a really smooth transition into the next track. I like how it's over a sample, very, I don't want to say boom bap, but it's got that, I don't know how to describe it, but it's got that old school vibe. And I know it's an album from the early 90s, so of course it's going to have that vibe. I just can't put my, like, finger on the word of what kind of term I'm looking for here. But as far as the drive and the drum loop goes, it's got this very old school vibe. Definitely sounds like something from its era. It's cool. It's very aggressive. Ice Cube is, like, going for people's necks. I mean, he's making it very clear he's not the one to mess with. And that's cool. I mean, it's nothing I would personally take, but it's cool. The sample, I think I've heard that from, like, a cypher at some point, but that's not here nor there. But, yeah, so it's okay. Can't really say it was amazing, but it was alright. Let's go to the next one.
Yo, air them bids as well. Fake cry of a child is just enough to make you end your trust. Goodbye today.
So this song is called, what's it called? My Summer Vacation. I understand at the time of its release, this was a kind of, for the demographic that wasn't aware that this type of stuff was going on in the world, I can see why it was necessary. And as far as speaking out to the stuff that was going on at that time, in, we'll just say, Ice Cube's particular culture, I can see where it's necessary. But in 2016, bruh, I don't see how language like this, lyrics like this, music like this is even necessary. Like, I'm not saying there's not still social issues going on in the world, but I mean, the way this man is talking, it's just not, oh my gosh, like, I'm 3 tracks in, and the negativity's bringing me down, gosh dang it. It's, I don't know. You can say, "Oh, it's too raw for you." Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, bro. This ain't what's up to me. In 2016, this is not what I'm trying to hear right now. Like I'm down for that coming together type stuff. And right now, the stuff that this man is preaching in my ear at the moment, I'm just not trying to hear that. Not with the stuff going on in the world currently. This is just not what I'm trying to hear. And I honestly feel bad for people younger than me who are listening to this right now. The album itself is older than me, so I would assume probably that's not the case. But for the people that do like this album who are younger than me, man, I just hope you're not letting it form you as a person. I hope you're not letting albums like that. Like, bro, go listen to Kendrick or something. Gosh, listen to Drake or something. This is just not where the world is right now, and listening to it is just so freaking negative for me. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, the song itself is fine. It's a great, it's an okay flow. For the time, it's a great flow, but I don't know. Personally, I'm just not really moved by this, but that's neither here nor there. Well, I am moved, just in a negative way. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go to the next track.
Yo, air them bids as well. Fake cry of a child is just enough to make you end your trials.
Okay, Steady Mobbin'. Not as good as Lil Wayne's, but definitely the best song on this album so far, no doubt. I mean, I'm only 4 tracks in, but definitely the best thing I've heard so far. It goes harder than a little bit. I mean, the beat is on point. You guys know I love samples, so the beat is on point. Dude's flow, Ice Cube's flow, is actually really, really freaking good on it, too. Even though he's kind of just describing the things he's doing in his day, it's still kind of cool just because of how just raw, upfront, and honest the lyrics are. Now, sometimes it does get to be a little much when he like starts talking about like when he's finished doing something, he goes to his mom's house and takes a dump and he feels like 15 pounds lighter. I don't need to know that. But with the exception of that, again, it's very graphic, honest accounts of his day, so it's overall, it's cool. I'll definitely be purchasing it on iTunes, but definitely the best song I've heard so far on this album. So, let's go to the next track.
Yo, air them bids as well. Fake cry of a child is just enough to make you end your trials.
Yo, I take it back. I completely take it back. Freaking Robin Lynch Interlude is officially the best song on this daggone album. And it's not even a song, it's just like some British guy talking. It is like the funniest thing I've ever heard on an album. It is absolutely freaking hilarious. I'm definitely buying that one. I know that for a fact. So Steady Mobbin' and this song, freaking hilarious. Absolutely freaking hilarious. But that's neither here nor there. Really not much I can say about the track. I mean, if you've heard it, you already know about it. But it's pretty freaking humorous, so I definitely like this one as well. But let's go to the next track.
Yo, air them bids as well. Fake cry of a child is just enough to make you end your trials.
Well, I take back what I said about the second track. This is officially the most explicit title for a song I've ever heard in my life. I can't even say that. So it's a song about exactly what you think it is, and good job. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to say about this song. It's cool. The beat's a little basic, but I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to say about this song. Based on just song structure, it's fun, I guess. There's like the hook is like the father of the girl talking and stuff, so that's cool. Again, I'm not really sure what else I'm supposed to say, but that was the song. Yep. On to the next one.
Yo, air them bids as well. Fake cry of a child is just enough to make you end your trials.
Well, as if the album could not get more explicit. Look who's burning. Gosh dang it. We ain't talking about Timmy Turner and his burner. No. If only that was the only thing that was going on in this song. No. This song, it's a family show, so I can't really talk about what it's about. I don't know what I'm supposed to say about this song either. It's to the point. It's semi-informational. That's about all I can say. I hear big birds on the next track, so maybe we'll actually be able to talk about this next one. Let's go to the next track.
You'll air them bids as well. Faint cry of a child is just enough to make you end your trials.
Wow, gotta put the controller down on that one. A Bird in the Hand. Now, this is what I've really been waiting for on this album. We've got a track about the quote-unquote struggle, and it's kind of rash, but not too extreme. And he relates it over to the hook when he says a bird in the hand, like, ain't worth two in the bush or something like that. And the reason why he says it like that is it's a diss at President Bush, but it was the President Bush at that time. So that's really interesting. It's weird, because wasn't Clinton president? No. No. He wasn't president until 92, I think? I think 92. But yeah, so George W. Bush's father, just George Bush Sr., I think he was president at the time, and pretty much Ice Cube is just talking about the struggle being where he's from and in the time period he's in, and he's like, I don't have time to even try to pretend like I'm a Republican because of the stuff I'm going through, and they're not talking about it. I think he threw a few shots out of the Democrats as well too, but it's just very interesting because he's talking about all this stuff that I guess the 1% talks about in the media, and at the time hip hop wasn't as big as it was now, so they didn't really have much of a voice. So it's like he was like literally just like voicing these frustrations, but he's doing it in a constructive way, whereas the first few tracks were just brash, obscene language, but this is more constructive, and I really like it. The beat's really good too. It's got this switch up that's just, it's beautiful. It's a really good song. I mean, like, really, really good song. Like, it doesn't just, it goes hard. It's a really, really good song. I would actually suggest checking it out. It's very good. It's very good. But let's go to the next track.
You'll air them bids as well. Faint cry of a child is just enough to make you end your trials.
Man's Best Friend. Now, with this song, it's kind of like talking about how during that time period and where he's from or whatever, his best friend, people will normally say it's a dog, but, you know, that's for people in nicer neighborhoods or obviously not where he's from. His idea of man's best friend is a gun. And again, it's because of just the time period he's in and where it is he is geographically. So it's an interesting insight into his life and how, whereas, you know, people from where I am from would say man's best friend is a dog, people from where he's from, especially in this specific time period in 1991 in Compton, I think it's Compton, somewhere in California. I don't know. But, yeah, he is basically saying that instead of a dog being his best friend, it's a gun because it's protecting him, whereas a dog would be protecting you, but, you know, he's in LA, so, you know, yeah. Also, fun fact, this album about California is completely different than Blink-182's album about California. Let me just say that. They are definitely talking about two completely different Californias, but that's neither here nor there. Interesting track. I'm not really a fan of guns like that, so it's not really anything I would take, but it's cool. For the time period, I'm sure it was really great, really groundbreaking, but just for me personally in 2016, not really anything relevant to me, but that is neither here nor there. So, let's go to the next track.
You'll air them bids as well. Faint cry of a child is just enough to make you end your trials.
Alive on Arrival. I like the title of that based on the story. If you've heard the song, then you kind of see how that correlates or whatever. Cool song. And again, I'm happy that towards the end of this album, it's becoming less of just brash, violent energy and more conveying messages and stories and just trying to explain to, I guess, the other side, no, Adele, what it's like to be in these specific situations and such. So, and it's just a shame that some of these things can still be related and are still relevant today in 2016, man. gosh, it's just a shame. I'm not going to go into the specifics because I try to stay away from this kind of stuff on my channel. I want my channel to be about positivity, but if you've heard this song, then gosh, man, you listen to the words, very lyrical song. It's just a shame that some of this stuff is still happening right now. Not all of it, obviously, but some of it is still the case now, and it's just such a friggin' shame, man. I mean, this album's like, what, 25 years old, 23 years old, 24? I don't know, it's just, I don't know, man, it's just kind of unfortunate that this stuff is still relevant today, gosh dang it, over 20 years later, but that's not here nor there. It's a cool song. The thing about it personally, because I can't see myself like driving to this song, but very, I think it's informational for people who don't understand the struggle at that time period. Some of it is still relevant now, but not all of it. But during that time period, I'm happy that hip-hop was kind of blowing up to show the rest of the world, look, this stuff is happening. It's not just rumors. It's not folklore. This stuff's happening. So I respect Ice Cube for that. But that's not the end of there. Let's check out this last track on side 1. Yeah.
You'll air them bids as well. Fake cry of a child is just enough to make you end your trials. Goodbye today.
So, Death. It says featuring Ice Cube. I don't hear him on the song, but I guess just to say that it's his song. I guess the other thing I want to say, just to wrap it all up, because you can kind of do a closing thoughts with this last track. I want to harp on the fact that not all of this is relevant today. A good portion of it is, but not all of it. Ice Cube's got this mentality, and again, I'm going to try and word this as politically correct as possible. I can sort of see where he's coming from in that time period where it was a lot of people of one specific race going through stuff, and the other side was unaware, and it might have felt like the other side didn't care, but that wasn't the case, and that's ignorance on both parts. The other side wasn't aware of the situation just because it didn't affect them, and then the people being affected just assumed the other side didn't care. They didn't know, so it's like Ice Cube making this album was not only a voice for the people going through this particular struggle, but it educated other people who may not have even known this kind of stuff was going on outside of Rodney King or something like that. So, whereas there's a lot of themes and a lot of lyrics where it's being directed at this other side in a negative way, I don't feel like that applies anymore, because now that it's kind of common knowledge now and everybody knows about it, and we're all trying to figure out how do we quote-unquote fix it or make it better, I don't feel like that side or tone of the album is relevant today in 2016. Whereas back then, I guess I can see how it was based on ignorance. I hope I worded that correctly. I tried saying that in the most politically correct way possible. I apologize if anyone's offended, but that's the best way I could describe basically the closing thought of side 1 of this album. Now, next week we're going to do side 2, which is, I think it's called like the life side or something like that. This is the death side, so next week we'll do the life side. It's another 10 songs, so let me know what you thought about this dang on album down below in the comments as far as side 1 goes. I gotta say, this was interesting. I'd give it a lap just based on the fact that there was no skippables and I was thoroughly entertained. And a lot of the tracks were very short too. Nothing dragged on. It all seemed very necessary. So, Hithead, shout out to you for suggesting it. We'll do the second side next week. Like, comment, subscribe, H+III+T. You see another triple OG putting in as much work as me. Do me a favor, point him out. And see you guys later. Yeah.